Hello. So this unboxing video is interesting because this comes from a live sale event that was an abandoned box sale. So what does that mean? It means that the shop that's featured, by the way, is True North Crystal. True North Crystal has a policy of open boxes, right? Where you can make claims on, items and have an open box so they don't ship it right away. And that way you can build up your box and you don't have to keep paying, shipments and deliveries and all that. So the sale was abandoned open boxes. So people will come in, claim things, and then have an open box but never pay for it and just sits there, which is ridiculous. If just saying right now, if you're going to go to, say, an Instagram live sale where people, make claims and showcase, new crystals to buy, don't ever do that. Don't ever come in and claim and just never show up again. That is so rude. It's just so not okay. These people that are doing this, they're not big, corporate companies. These are just small businesses, and you're really fucking them up when you do that, right? That's not cool. It's just not cool. So anyways, the people at True North Crystal, VNC, they're so nice. They left it for years. Some of these open boxes were left for years, hoping that they'd come back, because they don't want to, just put them back on sale if like something, happened. And that's why they couldn't come and make payments. But yeah, anyway, so some of these boxes were abandoned for years. And so they decided to finally, open them up and sell off the products or the crystals, whatever. And so this unboxing is from an abandoned box sale live event. Only 2 of the crystals weren't from that, and they were new. But yeah, so just wanted to get that out of the way, and I will link their shop in the description below in case, you're interested in what else they have. And yeah, that's about it. So let's begin. So the first piece which I unwrapped is this orange creedite specimen. I was informed that this particular specimen sat for literally years in someone's open box, and they only ever had creedite to sell that one time with that one batch. So yeah, doesn't really surprise me because you don't see a lot of creedite out there on the market. But yeah, so I saw it and I was like, ooh, because as you can tell, this is orange, and the orange just reminded me of like orange creamsicle, like the color. I don't know. So I had to have it. Creedite does also come in other colors such as purple, white, and as well as clear. It has a hardness of 4, so it is quite soft and fragile. But yeah, really cool looking. Next up is the Silver Sheen Obsidian Small Sphere. I've shown different types of obsidian previously, and Silver Sheen works similar as rainbow obsidian, in as such that when hitting the light at certain angles, you get a silver sheen due to the particular inclusions, which, by the way, can't be recreated by man. So in this form, you can be assured that it's all natural, whereas just regular obsidian, there's no way to tell if it was created like by man or by nature. So yeah. This was another piece that was left for some time in an open box. So yeah, scooped it up. Next thing I unwrapped, which actually did not come from an abandoned open box, so this was new, is this Mexican Crazy Lace Agate Large Sphere. Mexican Crazy Lace Agate is very particular in its colors and patterning of red, white, and pink. This sphere I had noticed and it caught my eye because of this part here where it looks like a flaming heart. I just thought that was, unique and cool. It also gives off a subtle UV reaction at certain parts. That reminds me to mention that I did end up buying a UV flashlight. However, I don't even know if it's long wave or short wave. I just happened to spot it at a Canadian Tire store and bought it cheap. So even though it didn't state much more than it was just a UV flashlight, nothing about shortwave, long wave format or anything. But whatever wavelength it is, it does seem to work on some of my crystals. So maybe I'll do a video on the pieces that give off a reaction. So yeah, really cool looking. And moving on next with this piece that was from that open box sale. That is this muscovite specimen. Muscovite is a type of mica, so in the same family as lepidolite and biotite, which I've shown in previous videos. One of the main attributes of mica is how it forms, which is layered sheets like this. I showed off some carved and polished lepidolite, but this is how mica looks like in the raw form. The only difference really is, I think, the coloring. We are now at the last piece, which I unwrapped, and it was not from the open box sale. This is another newer piece that they brought in. And it's this amethyst cluster specimen, which is something I didn't have in my collection, just regular amethyst cluster, which is kind of crazy because it's usually such a staple piece in everyone else's collection. I've been planning to grab a specimen of amethyst clusters, but I wanted some of the most juiciest amethyst, right? Because you can get paler amethyst, and all that, but I wanted something, deep and juicy and with great form, right? Great structure. And that always comes out of Uruguay, basically. And this is where this piece is from. Uruguay is known to have really deep color, and their size of points are usually like on point. Yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I gotta have to get it because it's a staple piece. Amethyst is always a staple piece. So, and that about sums up everything. So I know the last two videos were kind of short, but this isn't about quantity as much as quality. So I'm not just gonna buy a bunch of crystals and minerals just to have a lot to show you. I want ones that I want. So yeah, I have other deliveries coming, so when that happens, I'll be doing more unboxing crystal videos. They'll probably be a little bit longer. And I just, again, wanted to shout out True North Crystal because that's where this comes from. Check them out on Instagram. I will link, again, the description below. They're great. We always have fun together when we're at the live events and everything. So great people there. Great people. So yeah, that's about all. Bye.